My name is Dexter Wesley, and I am the audio video media production guy here at LifeTech. And I just wanted to log on and kind of tell you a little bit about everything that I'm doing here and everything I'm going to be doing. I'd like to thank you, everybody that tunes in to this live. And basically, I'll be over here handling the podcast. We'll be having a Life Tech podcast being done, and I'll be editing all the audio and video for those. And then also, if we happen to have any clients that are shooting like commercials with the audio, video, that sort of thing, I'll also be handling that part. So, I just want to take a little time to kind of explain how I got to this point over here at LifeTech. I started back in LifeTech in January, coming into the IT program, and basically in the midst of that, of studying for my ITF fundamentals exam, what happened was I viewed this podcast equipment over at the FOC office, financial, uh, and just wondered to myself, having a background working with electronics and audio equipment already, I kind of got it in my mind, and I asked myself, what is it that they're going to do with this podcast equipment? So, um, and I used to see it all the time at the office, and I just never did inquire. So, basically, long story short, I ended up changing to the media production, and so here I am. I think it just suits me a whole lot better, and I enjoy it more. So I just love what I'm doing. It's not when I come in every day um, to basically do the things that involve the media production, the podcast. When I come in every day, I just feel good doing it, and it just feels natural. And when you do something like that, when you undertake something of this nature, it's very, very important that you find something that you're attracted to and that feels natural. So that's a very important part. Um, anyway, as far as my future goals and aspirations, I am currently preparing to run my own podcast, which is the This, That, and the Other podcast. It is a community-based podcast where I will be interviewing people, civic leaders, business owners, heads of organizations, heads of people that have projects going on in the community, and bringing them to light more. And then it's also going to bridge the gap between people that live in this community and the resources that they have available. So I'm going to be doing that. The main segment involved with that will be the community corner, and I named it that. And it's going to all, like I said, it's all going to be community based. So, but other than that, my biggest goal is to open up my own recording studio and name it D West Media. And I will be providing people with the opportunity to come in and do some podcasting from my location, wherever I have it located. Also, they'll be able to record music if they so desire. And also, I'll be hooking up things to where I can do projects in the community to help people. So that's the main, I guess you can call it my end game or my end plan and what I actually want to do. So I feel like, and I would like to encourage those of you who have young people, middle school, high school, to kind of get them involved in Life Tech here. IT, marketing. We just have so many opportunities, and in today's society, in today's career world, it is important that tech become a part of the youth. I just think it's very important that they know. With tech being taken over and tech being a part of so many things, I just think it's a natural progression for these youth today to go ahead and, kind of get integrated early as possible into the tech world. So I would encourage anybody, and also if you would like to learn how to podcast and run a soundboard mixer and that sort of thing, I am available for that also. I just don't believe that if you have a skill or something that you know how to do well, that it would be good not just to hold it to yourself. I think if you got the ability to teach other people, you should do that. So I'm making myself available for that. But if you need like a website built for your organization or your company, or you need some marketing, or come to LifeTech 207 North Gay and give us a try. And stop by and just see what we have to offer, you know. So other than that, I have my friend and colleague here at LifeTech, Mark Collins, and I want him to kind of give me some questions to answer. If you're in the comment section on Facebook or YouTube, if you want to have some questions posted when I come back on a later live, I can also field those. But Mark, give me some questions that I can kind of enlighten people on what's going on as far as my part of this whole operation.
Okay. Hi, I'm Mark. And yeah, Dexter, what actually brought you to LifeTech in the first place?
Well, initially, I had heard about LifeTech. Well, actually, I had heard about Legacy Financial Institute, and I knew Kevin Taylor, who worked there in the office, and he was always trying to get me involved with some type of program. And he early on recognized that I was always interested in computers, and whenever he had a computer problem, he would contact me and kind of ask me questions, and I gave him as best advice as I could, and most of the time it fixed whatever problem he was having. So in that aspect, but he was always telling me they would have different programs, and they were going to have like a computer program or apprenticeship or something like that later on. And he kept telling me, he said, when we get it together, I'm going to contact you and try to get you inside the program. And I said, okay. So finally he did, I guess back in late September of last year. I mean, not September, but December. I went through the program over at the office with Santa Cruz and Kevin himself, and then I got enrolled into the IT program over here in January, and that's when I started. So, but basically, like I said before, I got interested in doing the podcast and the media production, seeing that equipment lying around and not being used. So that's how that kind of came to be.
How long do you think you're gonna be here at LifeTech? And yes, you said you wanted to start your own business.
Yeah. Well, as far as the duration of my, tenure here, I'm not for certain quite yet, but we're kind of working on a little bit of something. But while I am here, I'm just going to try to soak up everything that I can. Besides doing the webcam, the podcasting and the media production, I also know how to do the website design on the Duda website. So I'm learning a little bit of everything, and I think Michael Martinez, the program director, wants us to be well-rounded and multifaceted. So I'm just kind of soaking everything. And yeah, I mean, while I'm here, I want to be able to help out other people that are coming through this program as much as I can, not just with the podcast and the media production, but just whatever they need. So, and I like the fact that that's the atmosphere we have around here so far, with everybody being able to chime in and assist other people with everything they have going on, and plus taking care of their own responsibilities as far as what needs to be done.
What got you interested in the IT field as an audio engineer?
Well, the thing is, I have a musical background on my mother's side of the family, growing up. So I have a couple of cousins that sing in bands. One in a jazz band, the other one I think in like an R&B band or something like that. But just growing up, being acclimated to music early on as a little child, and then just growing up, just being interested in music. Period. Now I wasn't too interested in as far as the instruments or playing an instrument, but I just liked the fact and wanted to know how they made music sound like it did, you know, on the radio or on a cassette tape when I was growing up, or on a CD as time grew on. I grew up as technology changed. I just want to know how they made that sound the way the music sound the way it did, and I was introduced to a studio. I think back when I was like 15, by a cousin that had a home studio set up, and that was real interesting. So I can truthfully and honestly say that music has. I've been attracted to music, and then having been introduced to that home studio, I got into the idea of maybe being a music production person. This right here at LifeTech may not be the same thing, but it's kind of parallel in a lot of ways. So, you know, like I said, I want to be multifaceted, as Michael Martinez suggests that everybody do here, and he wants everybody to kind of know a little bit of everything here. So I'm just going to integrate all I can into it. But yeah, just having that background in music, and then having music played around the house when I was growing up. My brother had a real big record collection that I would listen to all the time. So music was always has been, and always probably will be a part of my life. So in that aspect of it, just being able to have the ability and the knowledge to know how to produce audio, whether it be music, and produce a video and edit and everything, and kind of make everything look professional as possible. That's the interest for me right now.
Okay. What skills would you say are like crucial for this career path?
The first thing is, I would have to say, you have to have discipline. And that's probably an answer most people don't look for necessarily when you're talking about any career, but especially when it comes to IT, and then my specialty as far as the media production. You got to have discipline. You got to have focus. Um, there's a lot. 9 times out of 10, we have a lot going on here around Life Tech. Everybody's kind of doing everything. We got stuff going on. So as far as myself, when I'm on a assignment or I have something to do, you got to have focus. I mean, and you got to be able to have the ability to adjust and change. That's another thing. If you don't have those three things, I think it's going to be absolutely hard to get you integrated into the media production. And you got to have some patience, because everything or every video shoot you do or every audio production you're running is not going to run smooth all the time. So therefore, if you don't have the patience, you're going to gotta kind of get to the point where you're going to get frustrated, and then everything's not going to go so good, and then people be asking what happened to his live on Facebook or live on. It didn't look as good, and didn't. You want to try to keep so focused on being professional as possible. You know, you're going to have some quirks here and there. You're going to have some mistakes that you make, but just being patient, just being disciplined, And it's one thing that I use. It's kind of like an acronym. Uh, as you all know, in education, they have a PhD. Well, I have my own PhD, and the letters stand for patient, humble, and discipline. And it's something I try to earn every day. I try to earn my PhD, my definition of PhD every day: patient, humble, and discipline. You can't get too high on yourself. Uh, just knowing that you have a skill, you can't get too hardy with it. You can't get too, up. And, know just because you have a skill and you know how to do it, you gotta humble yourself. And also, you gotta have the ability to work well with other people. There's gonna be times when you're gonna have to connect with some people, and it's gonna be some people that you may not necessarily click with right off the bat, but especially in here at LifeTech, not everybody's going to have a good day. Everybody's going to be kind of having a bad day, but you also got to learn how to be cohesive enough and set aside your little difficulties in order to get the job done. So, I'm always acclimated to that thinking.
So, tell me what day to day here is like for you, in particular at LifeTech.
When I come in normally, I check with Michael Martinez, the program director, and see if there's anything that needs to be done as far as the way he wants it to do or what he wants me to do. But normally, um, I try to work on, and also I have a website. I wanted to include that earlier, but I didn't. I have a website that I'm going to do for my own personal podcast. That is coming, and I try to work on some of it, and just basically just make myself available to help out. If I don't have anything definite that I'm working on, I always try real hard to try to integrate myself and ask if anybody else needs help doing some things. And but if I have something like I'm doing right now, the live stream here, or I'm doing some other work on audio and video, it usually fills my afternoon, and time passes by pretty quick. And I look up and it's lunchtime, and I come in at 9 in the morning. And then when I come in the afternoon and have something of the same thing to do, and then you look up and it's 3 o'clock. It's time for me to go home. So yeah, just making myself available is very, very important to me, and also being able to complete the task that I'm assigned here is just the greatest feeling in the world.
Do you think you make a real difference here at LifeTech doing your job?
I think I do because there's a lot of misconceptions about audio and video production. Most people don't know, or most people don't pay attention to the fact that what you see on the screen or what you hear, the behind the scenes, and they don't know everything it takes to make it look and sound as professional as possible, while also being entertaining. So yeah, I think I'm tied in here pretty much well enough that I'm making a difference because just being able to for Michael Martinez to offer the audio and video and media production as a career route or as a program here. I'm making a difference, and also along with that, I want to be able to connect with the people in the community that come in from the outside, looking for whatever direction they need, maybe the computer repair and refurbishing like you do, and just all the other programs. But I want to be flexible and be able to help out with any and everything that Life Tech needs while I'm here.
What is the best thing about your job position, you would say?
I would just say being able to work with this podcast equipment. When I first started trying to learn the mixer board, I thought it was going to be a lot more complicated than actually turned out to be. It's actually very pretty self-explanatory when you look at it and it's explained to you. Yeah, that's the best part. And then being able to interact with my colleagues, you know, although everybody wants to be here and do their job and do everything, I like the fact that we interact and we kind of joke around with each other and keep the atmosphere loose and festive. And I also like the fact that with Jeffrey Hammock, him being the lead tech here, and then also Michael Martinez, when they come in and they give you a task, they're not looking over your shoulder. They're having the trust in you to carry out what they ask you to do. And I think that's very, important as far as I am, because in the past, when I've gone through any program or classroom type of situation, the teacher may be the one coming around and standing behind you and looking to see if you're doing everything correctly. And I also like the fact that those two people I just mentioned, they are always available if we have a question. If we run into a problem or anything, we can always have them ready, accessible to kind of help us get to what we need to do. So in that aspect, yeah, the favorite thing is interacting with my colleagues here and then having access to be able to do things, as far as the audio and media production. It just keeps me coming back every day.
Would you say to anyone who wants to come to LifeTech like this, do you think that they need education or experience or of any kind to really just come and see about enjoying this type of work?
Well, I would say you were going to need a little bit of both. I'm sorry, but I think the most important thing, you're going to gain the experience when you come through the program. You don't necessarily, as far as the audio and video and the media production, you don't have to necessarily have experience. It would help, but with everything that I've been going through and learning, you kind of learn the ins and outs, the ups and downs, the twists and turns of how you do this. And I'm pretty sure in all the other aspects, as far as the IT and everything, I don't think the experience is a greater thing that you have to have before you come into LifeTech, but you have to have the desire and to want to accomplish. Because a lot of people say well, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, but then when they find out what it takes to be those things, and know they have to put in a little bit of work here and there, and it's a lot more involved than they think, then their whole conversation becomes kind of diluted, and they go, well, I don't know. You got to have a dedication, and you got to have, in my estimation, you got to have a game plan. And what I mean by that is you got to have a goal in sight set already before you come into the situation. So that way it'll be a situation where you won't be so bogged down, and it'll make it easier for you to navigate if you already kind of have an idea of what your end goal is. I call it the end goal, the main number one reason why you came in, and what you're going to be doing later on once you start learning. So that's that.
Where do you see LifeTech going in the future, career-wise?
Career-wise, I think, and I've mentioned this to Michael myself, with as many people as we have coming in often as apprentices and trying to get to IT and everything, I had told him previously earlier that I see us when I say us, I just become so used to saying being part of LifeTech, I say us, but I see LifeTech kind of having to have a bigger facility to have enough room to do everything that we are doing now, but just on a bigger scale, on a larger scale. So as far as that is concerned, yeah, bigger building. I see offering a lot more things besides what they have going on now. Adding a lot more equipment here and there to kind of help each person coming through have a good career path for them to be able to access more and to learn more. So yeah, Life Tech is, I think, a much needed thing, and I would just go on record as saying thank God for Joe Caesar and his wife Helena and all the staff over at the FOC office. I just thank God for him coming here and starting on his processes on different things. You know, it's a godsend as far as I can see, and I don't really see people not wanting to access these private programs because it's just a great help.
What challenges would you say you face here at LifeTech, and what do you like about it here at LifeTech as well?
Um, the challenges, I would say most of the time, it's the interaction with clients and the public, um, especially when you have like the refurbishing of the computers, and somebody may bring in one that they want repaired, and then you have some people that are impatient, and you got to learn how to de-escalate that situation. Those are the, I mean, as far as what I do, the audio and video and media production, the challenges are not too great. I can't think of anything offhand that just would throw me a curve, unless, uh, let's say, the audio was, you know, I was given some audio to edit, and it was just kind of so messed up that it couldn't be. But other than just going through the process, as far as what I do here, I don't see any challenges at all. But then that's not to say that some of the other people that we have in the program don't have any at all, and I just have it so easy. It's not like that. But as far as speaking for myself, the main challenge is just to stay focused and to stay determined and not get thrown off by what's going on the outside part and outside section of things.
Do you have the intention to? Oh, you got a call?
Yeah, but don't worry about it. We got it. Go ahead with your question.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you have the intention to be sent anywhere from here, moving on before starting your new career as a what did you say you wanted to do?
The recording studio.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
before doing that, do you have any idea about where you're gonna be going next?
No, and I'm just going to be flexible on that end. Like I said, I would love to be the main guy that does, especially if Joe Caesar wants to do any kind of podcasting or any kind of interviews. I want to be that person that does that. But I'm just going to be flexible. I'm going to, remain determined, and I'm going to just ask God to guide me, and He'll give me the opportunities to showcase my talents. I'm pretty sure, and so in that, I'm just going to remain flexible. I mean, I'm just going to see where this flows and where the situation flows to and where it flows from. So I'm just making myself available. I'm putting myself out here. I have always been a person that wasn't necessarily kind of outgoing, but I've learned that especially doing this over here, you got to kind of have a desire to want to connect with people.
What would you say is your overall favorite part of working here? Is it the people? Is it the work? Is it what you're doing for the community?
I think it's a combination of all three of those things. But if I really had to choose out of the three that you just mentioned, I would just like interacting with the people here. And then when you have somebody new come in that's going for whatever program they're going for, um, just being able to help them get integrated into the program, help them, and offer myself, my skills, my help, in helping them get things done. Yeah. So I'm going to take this time. I guess I don't know if we're going to be. What kind of time limit do we have on this thing? Do we, if any?
I don't know if we have any time limit. We're currently at 30 minutes.
Okay, okay, but I want to take this time to kind of ask everybody to, especially on YouTube, especially on Facebook, and even on Twitch, go over there and like this video, share it. If you go over to the LifeTech Media page on YouTube, subscribe, like, and share over there. Uh, and also go to the Facebook page and LifeTech, and also like that page, and you can comment on there. And if you have some ideas for how we can kind of add to LifeTech, you know, we don't know it all over here. We're just trying to serve the community and grow as a nonprofit over here, but we are open to ideas always. So, but I guess that's everything for this live stream. I thank everybody for being able to tune in, and I hope to be able to do other live streams coming up pretty soon. And everybody have a great